Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Darlington Raceway for the Cookout Southern 500 Chase Race number 1 of the 2025 edition of the WRA Oreo Cup Series for Race 27. We have 16 drivers battling for this season's chase for the championship and 19 laps. We're going to find out who is going to go to victory lane, and for a playoff driver, will that mean a ticket into the round of 12. Quentin Moore, the playoff contender, on the pole position, alongside of Cody Smart. Jalecia Kiesman in row number 2. Kiesman did not make the playoffs, however. She is 35th in the points, still looking for her first win on the season, and she is alongside of Courtney Lynn, who dropped the spot down to 21st in the points table. When you see the description of the playoff standings, you will know a C next to the driver's name. That will note who is in the playoffs and who is not. You also notice the drivers who raced their way into the race. You look at the rest of the starting lineup as we're getting ready for 19 laps of racing. So let's get these cars moving. First, let me get it on none in case somebody has a mechanical problem. And this is going to probably be the easiest way to tell you who is in the playoffs and who is not when you see the points for all of the playoffs. The points coming into this race, we have a 6-way tie for the points lead. As you see the two playoff drivers, Nathan Fryman, Cody Smart, C Bracken, Kyler Anderson, Josh Harmon, Reggie Fogleman are tied for the points lead. They have a 3-point lead over Quentin Moore, Skylar Taylor, Eric Stanbury, Chris Wascher, Marinelli DeLeon, Daniel Witter, and Salman Ozkan, who have 1 win. And then Sean Art, Bradley Ream, and Annie Crenshaw, they're 6 points out. So that's kind of the easiest way to tell you about those playoff drivers. Want to remind you, any of these 16 playoff drivers that are in tonight's grid, or in the playoff grid, go to victory lane. Doesn't matter what happens next week at Mexico or the elimination race at Indianapolis. They are locked in to the next round of the championship. You do not want to be in positions 13 through 16 after Indianapolis, because you'll be one of the 4 drivers eliminated from the playoffs, as the Oreo Cup playoffs are about to begin here. And we're glad you're along for the ride. 19 laps in the Cookout Southern 500. Who will win for a playoff driver? Who will make it into the round of 12? Green flags in the air. The playoffs of the Oreo Cup Series is underway. All 42 drivers took the green, so nobody had any issues, so that is good news there. As Cody Smart just got up into the wall. Jalecia Kiesman, who was eliminated from the playoffs last week, or actually she was ineligible to make the playoffs, comes this race 35th in the points. Jackie Tang, despite winning a race, and Annika Ritchie missed the playoffs by 2 points. And Jackie Tang did miss the playoffs, but those drivers are definitely going to have to find victory lane as the caution is out for the first time tonight. As they're going to race it back to the line, Jalecia Kiesman is the leader. Now, here's the question that needs to get answered. Were any of the playoff drivers, look out, as the leaders try to take evasive action? I was just about to get ready to say, were any of our 16 playoff drivers involved? And I don't see any damage. And if these drivers can slow down, that would be fantastic. Slow down, Bradley Ream. Playoff driver there. Please slow down. Oh, no! Dylan Ibrahimian just wrecked Salman Ozkan. And Ozkan was running second. Oh, Summit's not going to be a happy camper about that. That was the one problem about this track. These drivers racing back to the yellow. Oh, Annika Ritchie just hit Cody Smart, playoff contender. Oh my God. Travis Crampton. Why are these drivers having trouble? Kyler Anderson, a playoff contender, involved. Quentin Moore involved. I don't understand why these drivers are having trouble not slowing down. The caution is out. They should have slowed down, but oh boy, we already got a couple of playoff drivers involved. Let's first of all jump back, look at the replay, and find out what caused the yellow. Here's what happened. I've just been informed by the WRA officials. All those drivers who failed to slow down have been called to the Oreo Cup Series hauler. Eric Stanbury bounced off the wall, got into Morgan Henderson, who raced her way into tonight's race via the go or go home session. And she did a good job saving her race car, which is good. Eric Stanbury got into Jackie Tang, who was recently eliminated from the playoffs. Eric Stanbury, by the way, a playoff contender involved. And Daniel Witter gets a little bit nose damage to the front end of her Mobile One Toyota Camry SXE. So, yeah, a lot of drivers involved in this one. And I'm not going to show you the replay of what happened to Cody Smart and others because that was kind of just ridiculous why the drivers at the rear of the field did not slow down and the leaders nearly ran in the back. So let's get to the restart here at Darlington. Green flag going to go back in the air on lap number 6 of 19. Would give us a total of, or 7 of 19, sorry. That would give us a total of 13 to go. Jalecia Kisman's in the lead, but how much damage, how will the damage affect her machine as well as Samad Ozkan, who are second? Those are, by the way, teammates at RFK Racing. Courtney Lynn is third. Quentin Moore, fourth. Morgan Henderson, fifth. She's got right side damage. Eric Stanbury in sixth. Alexander Dawson, seventh. Jackie Tang, eighth. Skylar Taylor, ninth. And Daniel Witter will complete the top 10. Drivers out, and there are a lot of them. Cody Smart, playoff contender. I highly doubt he's going to be very happy about this. 34th. William Davis, Bradley Ream. That's another playoff contender. I didn't realize he was involved. He must have been involved in something we didn't see. Must have had something to do with that the drivers racing back to the yellow when they really should have slowed down. That's going to put Bradley Ream below the cut line. Dylan Ibrahimian, the 12 of Evan Marici, the 53. Oh, that would probably be why there's skid marks in turn 3. Lizette Armstrong is out. Travis Crampton and Annika Ritchie. And those drivers that didn't slow down under the yellow when the yellow was out have all been asked to see the Oreo Cup officials after the race. So that's going to hurt Cody Smart and Bradley Green because those are playoff contenders, and they really did not need this. Green flag back in the air. And you can see the rear end of the Fastenal Ford Mustang Dark Horse all damaged. I highly doubt Jalecia Kisman is going to be happy with Annika Ritchie running in the back of her for really no reason. I mean, these drivers should know better than that, than coming in there at 180 miles an hour when the field's under pacing at like 45 miles an hour. So I really don't know what that was really all about, but I seriously doubt the Oreo Cup officials will be happy as Quentin Moore, who's got left side damage on his Margaritaville Ford Mustang Dark Horse, he now leads. How bad will the damage be on his machine? Same with Morgan Henderson, who raced her way into tonight's race via the go or go home session, as Eric Stanbury, the highest playoff contender, now goes to second. So let me check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playoff contenders were involved. Ream, Ozkan, Kyler Anderson, Cody Smart, and Eric Stanbury, who, by the way, is in second. There's Ian Dutta, Jackie Tang, who was recently eliminated from making the playoffs, as Morgan Henderson now leads past the halfway point of this race. as Eric Stanbury now takes the lead. Here comes playoff contender Skylar Taylor in second. I should also mention, for the rookies that made the playoffs, the highest of the rookie drivers will take home the Rookie of the Year honors. Keep that in mind. And I bet the damage on Quentin Moore's car is really hurting the 34. So you can add him to the list of the drivers who were involved. And I don't think that's going to sit well. Cody Smart was, by the way, furious when he was out of the race. I mean, he went to the care center, was released, and just chewed out all the drivers at the rear of the field who did not slow down. And to be quite honest with you, I really can't blame him for that. That was just inexcusable and irresponsible for those drivers who failed to slow down. There's Brooke Packett's there in the fourth position. Brooke Packett did not make the playoffs. So I think she fell to, I believe, 17th in points. You probably you probably didn't see the reformatted points because the description did not get a chance to update. But I will have the points out for you all for those that didn't make the playoffs down the description. As Samad Ozkan got put a lap down, so I bet the damage really is hurting his machine. Skylar Taylor's up in the wall. That's going to allow Marinelli Dillion to go by. Jalecia Kiesman, Reggie Fogleman. I didn't realize he was back here at the rear of the field. Jesse Art's got no front end and no back bumper on her Mahindra Tractor's Ford Mustang Dark Horse, so she must have been involved in whatever in that mumbo jumbo incident. Jesse Art not in the playoffs, unfortunately. And so, there you go. As we're down to 3 to go, Zachary Fitzwater not in the playoffs. Don't know where he was coming into this race because the description only allowed the drivers who made the playoffs, enough for the drivers that made the playoffs. It didn't give me the rest of the drivers who came in this race in the points, but that issue should be fixed by the time this race is done. Legacy Motor Club looking for their first win on the season. Neither Fitzwater nor Bradley Ream went to victory lane this season. As we're down to the last lap of the race, I will have the points coming into this race for the drivers that didn't make the playoffs in the pinned comments that's coming into this race. That way you guys know where you are in points before you ask. So that way it's taken care of. As Zachary Fitzwater wins the Cookout Southern 500 here tonight at Darlington. It came 1 week too late for Fitzy, who came in this race 32nd in the points, but nice to see Fitzy back to victory lane. And glad he did it on a track he's really good at, Darlington. So fair play to him. Fair play to Fitzy. Fitzy really needed that win. It's been a very difficult season for him as the standings are now official. Marinelli Dillion came into this one of the 16 drivers. She will be the points leader heading into next week at Mexico City. Brooke Packett, 1 week after getting eliminated from the playoffs, will get third. How about Ileana Woodson? We didn't talk about Ileana all night long. While come away with a fourth place finish. Ian Dutta will get fifth. Dutta has had a difficult season as he never made the playoffs. He came as race 27th in the points, so a nice finish for him. Skylar Taylor, another playoff driver, came home in sixth. She will be second in points. Nathan Fryman will be finished in seventh. He will be third in the standings after tonight's race, looking at where the playoff drivers finished. William Ayers gets eighth, Shyla Ashcroft ninth, and Chase Brooks will complete the top 10. So I've counted Dillion, Taylor, Fryman inside the top 10 in the standings. That means the question is, where did the other 13 drivers finish? Eric Stanbury finished 12th. Good run, so he'll be fourth in the standings. Chris Wascher, 15th. Could have been a lot worse for him. Let me see. As I got my phone pulled up, by the way, looking to find out where the rest of our playoff drivers. Quentin Moore, 26. Bet that damage he got from the opening lap or the opening stage of the race really hurt his performance. C Bracken, not sure what happened to him. He ended up in 27th. You look on down to the rest of the finishing results here. Reggie Fogleman, 29th. He was the last car to finish on the lead lap. Sean Art, S Ozkan were one lap down. Not entirely sure what happened to Senor Sean. That's another playoff driver in 30th. S Ozkan, 31st. And then 11 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race after the drivers at the back of the field decided to be idiots and just run the back of people, which I feel bad for Cody Smart, who finished 34th. Josh Harmon, 33rd, didn't realize he was out of the race after that. Cody Smart, 34th. Bradley Ream, 36th. Kyler Anderson, 40th. Ooh, he's going to really be in recovery mode. And then, of course, Travis Crampton, Annika Ritchie out of the race. So looking at my calculations, and I'm not going to guess this wrong, the four drivers who enter next week's race in Mexico City in the danger zone will be Kyler Anderson, Bradley Ream, Cody Smart, and Josh Harmon. I believe. I may be wrong, but that's just me taking a wild guess. But a lot of these other playoff or non-playoff drivers, not the finish they were hoping for. But that's going to do it from Darlington. If you enjoyed tonight's race, congratulations to Zachary Fitzwater. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We've shown your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description. Keep an eye on that 12th position in the points. That's the cut line. Heading into next week's race in Mexico City. We'll see you guys next time as you've been watching another broadcast of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.